Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. So, this was our first Royal Caribbean cruise, and we didn't get off the ship. Why would you sail on a cruise and not get off, you may ask? Well, I would have asked that question when I started sailing decades ago. But over the years, I realized that there are many reasons why people stay on the ship when it docks in port. One of the reasons is sometimes the ports are just insanely crowded. It's a small port, or there are a lot of ships in port. Another reason might be that the locals are not really thrilled to have you there. And so you've seen on the news where they have protests in certain places, and we've been to ports that, people are like, we're not really feeling this. So that could be another reason too. Another thing is that some ports is like entering the danger zone. So you can see some of my videos about ports that were a little, I was a little nervous about getting off. Another thing that reason why people stay is sometimes in some of the ports, there's very little to do, or it's an industrial area. So it takes a lot of effort to actually do something. We're going to be sailing to Hawaii in next year, and I'll be sharing that video with you guys. But I'm spending a lot of hours just trying to figure out what to do because the port is so far away from everything. Sometimes it's just expensive, and so you stay on the ship, so you can save some money. Another thing here over and over again, particularly from people who cruise all the time, is that they've been there multiple times and that they just didn't want to get off. Now, with my port videos, what I try to do is if we go back to the same places, I try to do a different activity each time. So if you guys want to check out some of those port videos, you can see that. So you can see there are different things to do each time if you go to the same place over and over again, or you have choices. Another reason could be the weather's just awful. You just don't want to get off if it's terrible weather. Now, in our case, we didn't get off the ship because we had spent almost a month in Mexico before getting on this particular ship. And Royal Caribbean changed our entire itinerary and they took us back to the places that we had just been to. And then we've been to Royal Tam before. So we wanted to spend more time on the ship, so we didn't get off. What are some of the benefits of staying on board when the ship is docked at a port? Well, it's less crowded and you get an opportunity to do some of the activities without having to stand in long lines or, a fight to get a reservation for certain things. You can also take classes, like on this particular ship, they had the pickleball class and they also have flow riders or, different activities like that. The internet's faster because there are not as many people on there. And I do YouTube, so I do edit videos and things like that while I'm aboard the ship. So I can actually get some work done. So that's really nice. Another thing is a lot of ships offer spa discounts. So it's a wonderful chance for you to get a discount on some of those spa treatments that you may want to get. You can also save money on excursions or activities because you're staying on the ship, so you're not spending money off of the ship. And last but not least, and there are plenty of other reasons, it's just a chance to relax. Now, what type of scheduled activities did Oasis of the Seas have on this particular ship?
What are some things that you can do here on the Oasis of the Seas? So you have your app with the daily planner, and you see here at 7 a.m. I went to the stretch, and they also show you breakfast, different activities, fab apps, so things you can do. Now this is a port day, so they don't have as many things to do, but there are some things to do if you do want to stay on the ship. So you see some of those things. So for people say, well, what do you do if you don't get off on a port day? They show you what time we're getting there. There are some things that you can do. But like I said, it's not as many things to do as it would be if you were actually, getting off and doing that. You could be like me. I'm being a bit of a bum and just kind of relaxing and enjoy myself, exercise, eating, and just kind of meeting people and talking. So you see some of those things there. Now, if you're not an app person, I'm not a big app person, but a lot of the cruise lines are kind of pushing you to go that way. But these are some of the things you can do. You can also pull it up on your TV. They don't give out the paper copy, which I like the paper one, but I also understand the environment and all that kind of stuff. So here you see on the TV itself, you can see where they have the different events that are going on. So tonight, I really like the jazz quartet that's been on this ship. So I'll probably go do that tonight. But you see lots of different things for you to do. So it's a lot for you to do. I think they've done a pretty good job of planning activities for you to do if you want to do any of those things. And of course, there are a lot of just activities to do on the ship in general. But yeah, so there you go. Things to do on the Oasis of the Seas. Okay, so not sure if you can hear me now. There's a hum and music in the background, but one of the things about traveling during the low and shoulder season is that you don't always get the best weather. So it is raining here today in Roatan. I hadn't planned on getting off anyway, but you get great prices during this time of year, but you don't always get the best weather. So that's one of the cons to do it. But for us, the inexpensive price is worth it. And even if I plan on getting off, I still would, even with the rain, because get a chance to sit in a place. But in this case, we're not getting off at all. We're going to enjoy the ship today.
Now, let me stop right here. I took my first pickleball class on the ship. It was the first sea day after we set sail, and it was $35, and it was a great class. However, when I went on this day, the port day that I stayed on the ship to try, I got in line to try and play. I felt a little intimidated. Those guys had their game face on. They were trying to get partners together and which level were you at, and they had their personal equipment. So I think I need to practice at home before I actually try to play with other people on board. So they canceled it because it was wet. And so I'm kind of glad they did cancel it. And I decided to head to the gym.
Okay, so since I couldn't do pickleball, I am going to walk on the track. I just did the stretching class and the brutal fab ab class, and so now I'm on the track. So hopefully I can burn some of this cruise food that I've been eating and not gain weight on this cruise. That's the goal. I love all the little sayings that they have here on the track. Just to kind of keep you motivated to keep going. So I finished walking on the track, and I'm here at breakfast here at the solarium, and so hopefully get a nice little breakfast. This is an adults only area, but staff is not enforcing it. So one of the benefits of being a royal in this little area is lost if they've got kids running around. The staff not enforcing it. So this is the ship on a port day. So it's nice if you don't get off that you really do have a huge selection where you want to sit, things like that. So I'm here in the solarium relaxing on a port day, and so I'm going to turn my camera around so you can see. And it is pretty empty up here. So far, so good.
At this time, thank you.
Now, one of the things you're going to deal with if you do stay on during a port day is they do a lot of drills. So you hear a lot of dings, long sound blasts of horns, and announcements. So keep that in mind if you're planning on just relaxing. You can, but yeah, it gets a little noisy after a while, but it's no big deal for me. So it's about 1:45, and you can see it's a lot more crowded now than it was earlier. People are starting to come back in from port. And we have been in the area over there, the solarium, just kind of relaxing, and in the hot tub, talking to new friends that we've made, and just kind of relax for a couple hours. So we're going to go and get changed and grab something to eat. So far, it's been a fantastic day. So decided to grab something to eat at El Loco Fresh. We will see what it tastes like. Okay, so we're back here in the restaurant for dinner here on this port day. Okay, another evening back in our same little spot here on the promenade. Got my glass of wine and just kind of ready to sit back and people watch. There is nobody up here. Love this little area. Nice spot to people watch, but it's like you got your own little private area.
So that was my port day aboard the Oasis of the Seas cruise ship. The truth is, staying on the ship can actually enhance your cruise experience for some people. You can recharge your batteries, you can enjoy the ship with fewer people, or simply enjoy some quiet time to yourself. And when you're ready, you can venture off and do some stuff in the port and explore. Or sometimes I will get off early, do a few things, and come back before everyone returns and get a chance to enjoy the ship without there being so many people. But in the end, it comes down to a personal choice. Whether you choose to stay on the ship or venture off into port, the most important thing is that you're making the most of your cruise experience. So, have you ever stayed on a ship during a port stop, and what made you choose to do so? And if you have any interesting stories or tips to share, please share them in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you won't miss any of our future videos. Until next time, take care, everyone, and safe travels.